Hi there, I'm Tommy Larkin. Today we're continuing to look at strengthening the back to create more overall back stability, specifically to increase our capacity to maintain a neutral vertebrae and disc alignment in our back bends. But really, it's going to benefit all your poses. Welcome back and thank you for joining me today. Now, although there are many yoga postures which develop core strength, like boat, crane, side plank, to just mention a few, today's pose is technically one of only two abdominal core exercises you'll find in yoga, the other being Jatara Parivartanasana, which is the turned or revolved belly pose on your back. What I mean by this is all the other core strengthening positions are static holds and do not involve dynamic movement. So even though you may have done many core exercises in a yoga class, they're just combinations between two versions of a pose or straightforward core exercises you might find from a group fitness class. So let's get a little deeper in today's pose. Urdhva means upright or upward. Prasarita means extended, and Pada means foot, but can also refer to the leg as a whole. And of course, asana means pose or posture. So therefore, this core abdominal exercise is known as upright extended legs. You may also know it from the fitness world as leg raises. Now, Urdhva Prasarita Padasana helps increase abdominal tone and strengthen the lower back. In addition, it tones the abdominal organs, can aid in reducing your waistline, and can even relieve gastric issues and flatulence. Now, the movement primarily targets the transverse abdominis in regards to the core development. But I find as we raise the legs and then lower them back down, the external and internal obliques, respectively, are asked to help stabilize the torso so the legs do not sway side to side. In addition, the back of the body is charged with stabilizing the lumbar curve. This requires the superficial erector spinae muscles, multifidus, and quadratum lumborum to engage, lengthen, and overall become stronger through an isometric hold. This hold is needed to counterbalance the contraction, but more specifically the pull generated by the psoases on the lower back as we move the legs up and down. Further, you may find the latissimus dorsi and the anterior serratus muscles have to work to help maintain the extension of the arms and stability in the upper back and chest. On a side note, this is one of the reasons I love breaking down poses. You can only gain understanding from a book. For instance, I'm using 3 different references today to help me focus the information I'm providing here. Each of them states the same basic thing. You are toning abdominal muscles, strengthening the lumbar spine, and can reduce abdominal fat. Now that's all great, but by experiencing the pose or exercise firsthand, you gain actual understanding of the specific areas of the body being targeted. Thus, you can really focus on the deeper benefits of the pose. That brings us back to the posture at hand and doing the real work. Now, I have done this exercise in all sorts of ways, from Mr. Iyengar's method, which is only pauses on the lifting of the legs, to an inverted version where you start with the legs perpendicular to the ground, you hold a partner's ankles, and then that partner pushes the legs towards the ground and you have to snap them back to perpendicular as fast as you can. Let me tell you, that one will really make the core burn. However, what I have found to be the most productive is a method in between, lifting with pauses on the way up and on the way down. I feel there is a difference in the dynamic tension of the holds needed between lifting versus lowering the legs. The movement, pace, and holds forces the body to work all functional aspects of the concentric, eccentric, isometric, and isotonic actions. Now, before we get on our mat, here are 5 key points to remember as we work the positions. Number 1, the lower back. Your goal is to not let the lower back arch more than in its neutral position when lying on your back with the arms extended past the ears. Number 2, keep the legs together and actively strong throughout the movement. Adverse strain on your lower back may occur if the legs are not kept strong, i.e. if they relax or separate apart from each other. Number 3, regardless of the other work you may feel in the abdominals, do feel and maintain the deepest level of your core, drawing into and towards the midline of your belly and the body. Number 4, if keeping the arms extended past the ears and head creates too much excess curve in the lower back and you find it hard to maintain your neutral position as noted in the first key, then try bending the elbows so the arms resemble a cactus. If that's still too challenging, then simply just extend the arms out to the side from the shoulders. But each time you practice the movement, start with the arms extended past the ears and see if you are able to work in this position. And number 5, if you have restrictions in your hamstrings and the legs have trouble getting to 90 degrees to the floor, i.e. perpendicular, then keep the legs straight for the first 2 holds, then bend the knees enough to bring the knees in line over the hips. On lowering the legs back down, you simply extend the legs back straight as you unhinge the hips to the first holding position. So let's come to lying on your back. Now the movement is done in 3 leg stages, at 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees, which is perpendicular to the floor, with about a 15 to 20 second hold with natural breathing at each stage. We then reverse the movement to return the legs to the floor, again with pauses at the 2 stages at that point. So let's go. Inhaling, extend the arms past the ears with the palms facing upwards. Now exhale, stretch the legs and point the feet. Continuing to breathe, feel the inner legs move towards the feet while the outer legs draw back towards the hips. On the next inhale, contract your belly and lift the legs about 30 degrees above the floor. This is about 6 to 12 inches off the ground. Now hold here for 15 to 20 seconds, and we've already started that, so we have about 10 more seconds left. Continue breathing and keeping those legs strong. Now on the inhale, lift the legs up to about 60 degrees, and we'll hold here for 15 to 20 seconds. Again, continue breathing and holding that belly strong to the center line of your body. As you inhale, lift the legs up to 90 degrees and hold them here for 15 to 20 seconds. That's 10. We're going for 5 more. Good. Now exhaling, lower the legs back to the 60 degrees and hold here for 15 to 20 seconds. Now it's important here to remember to hold that belly strong, right? And keep the chest open as you continue to breathe. You have 3 more seconds. As you exhale again, lower the legs back to that 30-degree mark, about 6 to 12 inches above the floor, and we'll hold here again. And here again, reach through the legs, the inner legs to the feet. Really draw back from the feet to the belly itself. That'll help you keep that belly strong and supported for your lower back. And we're on the last 3, 2, 1. And as you exhale again, lower the legs back to the floor and we'll relax for a count of 3 breaths. Fantastic. Now doing 3 to 5 repetitions is perfect, especially if integrated with some other core exercises like supine rotational crunches or Superman's or locust pose. But if you need to do just this exercise in a particular setting, 3 to 5 repetitions, 3 sets would be great. So there you go. I hope you gained great benefit from today's work. If you have any questions about this tweak or any previous one, let me know. Put your question in the comments of the specific tweak and I'll get back to you. Also, if you like today's tweak, I'd appreciate you hitting that like button below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Plus, check out the website and follow us on social media for other inspiration and great ways to increase your optimal vitality. You'll find those links in the description below. As always, thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, have an amazing week and be excellent to each other.